Have you played Warmachine after the update? Welcome! Welcome to Meta Clarity Report, hopefully a series of episodes where I'll be analyzing reset events on long chunks all around the world. I'll be focusing on top performing lists, maybe the winner, maybe the top 2 unbeaten players, depending on the number of players that participated. And speaking of, we will start with a 61 players event that happened in Australia. It's Cancon, that's right, that was a huge event. And yeah, there was a top cut. After several rounds where there were 4 unbeaten players, there was a top cut, and we were all waiting for the results of the top cut, and it happened on Monday. And if you're interested in deep dive into the top 3 lists, go check out Deep Dice Down Gaming channel. Aaron did a great job dissecting the lists piece by piece, and he explained how it all worked. So yeah, go check it out. And as I said before, I'll just browse through the lists. So yeah, let's check them out. So the 4 players that made it to the cut were Simon Hall, Daniel Taken, Chris Davies and Peter Bates. So going from the 4th place, Simon Hall was playing Storm Legion. He played 6 games of Calder, so I don't think there's a reason to, to check his Huxley list, although it was very interesting. In Huxley list he had 3 lights, Maelstrom, Striker, Elish, Kruger, B13 and some support, but his Calder list is pretty classic, what we are used to in the past, I would say. It works a little bit different due to the changes that happened in January update. He included in his list 2 mixed strikers with melee and ranged weapons, 2 cavalry units, 1 Stormblade unit, 3 Stormguard units, 1 Tempest Assailers, Zephyr and 2 weather stations, and also I believe 2 officers. So it is a very interesting list, really leaning into the huge masses of infantry with some hitting power combined with cavalry, stacking on the high defense, being hard to hit. After the update, it might mean a lot. Then Daniel Taken took House Callis. He played 3 games of Tyrus, 3 games of Helith. Tyrus had a single Warjack, Gast. Then he had Aberration, Lanissa from the 2 new Frozen and Forgotten 2-player starter box. The Last Watch together with Cavalry, Slayers, Assassins, etc. So pretty interesting, especially the inclusion of Lanissa and Aberration, and Helith, the shooting caster that has a lot of hit fixers, had Phantasm, also Lanissa, also The Last Watch, also Cavalry. So the second part after the battle group was pretty similar, but yeah, I would say that the Colossal was the biggest difference. And of course the playstyle, because Tyrus, he threads really far, and Helith just hits really hard over the long distance. Then Chris Davies is back with Winter Corps, Baronova and Shikora, 3 games of Baronova, 3 games of Shikora. In his Baronova list, he had 2 Great Bears, Mastodon and a lot of infantry. So if you're interested in the Baronova list, how does she work after the update, after the changes, you can check out his list. It has Colossal, it has Heavy Warjack, so all that Khador players love. And his second list, Shikora, here has 3 heavies and heavy infantry, so leaning towards the high armor, being easy to hit, hard to damage. If you're interested how he performed against what he played, go check out the link in the description below. He played 3 games of Baronova, 3 games of Shikora, and he lost only to Peter Bates in the final. And Peter Bates took Shadow Flame Shard. He played 4 games of Nixian and 2 games of Valix. So Nixian, after the changes, she has a really brutal spell list, including numerous hit fixers. He included Nissak, so the mercenary solo that can ambush from the side and contest, recapture the flag, because now solos can capture the flag on their own. So for example, in pressure point scenario, he could easily just ambush from the side and go their score point on the flank. And his second list, Valix. Valix, after the changes, he got Murderous spell on his battle group. So basically his battle group has additional die to hit against infantry models. So it's a huge help in the new meta where everything was lowered. So it's easier to hit and yeah, easier to kill a lot of infantry. Worth noting out that there are 4 different armies that managed to get to top 4. You can check out their lists. Other players that didn't make it to top 4, for example, Ian had an interesting Gravedigger list with Kane and Husker both taking Sky Bombers. So yeah, in January update, Sky Bombers and Sky Raiders were included in Gravedigger army. They do not have any special abilities there, they just have their cost reduced. The event was so big, it deserves a whole different episode. And as I said, if you're interested in a deep dive, go check out Aaron and Dice Down Gaming. Also worth mentioning is the team event that happened on Cancon on Sunday. There were 7 teams of 5 players participating in the tournament. And the winners had 2 Gravedigger armies, 1 Winter Corps, 1 Shadow Flame Shard, and 1 Old Ombre. So go check out their list. That's the first team event that happened after the update. So it's very interesting what's the approach of players that are including 2 Gravedigger armies, or as the third team, 2 Hauskalis armies in their team setup, how they're working with taking different casters, not repeating them in their team composition. That's very interesting to check out. So another big event that happened in United States was Capcon Practice, organized by Seth Cohen from Boku Brawl. You should listen their podcast. Their latest episode focuses on this particular event. Their new venue, both top 2 players are on the podcast, so it's very interesting to see their point of view on what especially worked, what really didn't, what was meant to work but didn't. And little hint, Roadies and Raider didn't really work, although it looks great on paper. So third player didn't include the list, so yeah, please do include your list, otherwise we cannot see what you're playing and what's working for you. So second player, Stephen King, that was part of the podcast, played Gravediggers, 1 game of McCoy and 2 games of Husker. In McCoy list, he had 2 Striders, so really taking advantage of the veteran leader on McCoy for the Striders. He had 2 Valiants, 2 units of Rangers, Roadies, Vanes, and some other models. And the big change in McCoy is that it doesn't grant +2 speed in general anymore. He just gives the +2 speed bonus in charge, so it decreased a little bit the range capabilities of the list, but it still enables you to threaten very far with your charges, with your warjacks and all that. So I believe he is still worth considering, and including 2 Striders is something interesting, because before you haven't really seen the models, or at least I haven't, and here you have 2 in a top 2 performing list on the big event. So that's great for Steven. And his second list had Husker, which I'm super excited about. I recently had a listen of the Business podcast when Josh Bates and his colleague were talking a lot about Husker, and Josh believes that Husker is top 1 of Warcaster in the game right now. So you should really check out what Husker does after the changes. His feat was redesigned, and his spell list is just incredible. He has hit fixers, damage fixers, threat extenders, and whatnot. And in the list, Steven took Plugger, Borealis, 2 melee patriots with set defense and shields, commandos, gun mages, roadies, B13, and 1 heavy drop for the said raider that apparently didn't really work. It looks great on paper, it's hard to deliver, it costs a lot of points, so maybe it's better to take something else, I don't know. And the winner of Capcon Practice tournament was Steven Rabideau. He took Calder and Kane. He played 1 game of Calder, 2 games of Kane. So Calder, Borealis, Deuce, 2 units of Tempest Assailers, 2 units of Storm Lances, 2 units of Storm Guards, and 1 unit of Storm Blades. So pretty similar list to Simon's whole list. Here we have a different battle group and slightly different infantry selection, but in general the models are there, so there are still a lot of infantry, cavalry, heavy infantry, and some heavy warjacks to support all those models. Well, support you, it's difficult. It's hard to say that does supporting anything. He's the damage dealer, but his damage output was significantly decreased after he cannot choose 2 effects anymore. It's not as easy to get snipe as it was before, so his damage output and threat range was significantly lowered, but he's still a great jack. And I'm really excited about Borealis. I haven't bought him. I bought the Stormforge card before the jack was included in it, and I think I need to take one, because that's not the first list we are seeing with Borealis included. And second list was Kane, Deuce, just Deuce, Elish, Kruger, Magnus with Invictus, 2 units of Storm Lances, and B13 and some other units. And I'm surprised to see Invictus just now after reading through so many lists, because in my tournament that I participated, I saw Invictus almost on every table, and he was present in all of my games, and not because I was playing him, but because my opponents were playing him. He kept his mat, he gets 3 charges, his power was increased by 1, and basically everything is hitting worse, but he's hitting as accurate as before, and even harder. So yeah, I think you should consider including Magnus and Invictus in your list. So that was Capcon practice in USA. Then another big event I would like to mention is Tatape Mayhem January in Finland, north from Helsinki in Lempola. 16 players, and they played 4 rounds, so kudos to you guys for having four games in one day. And the big winner of the whole event was Samu Jorvinen. He played Storm Legion. He's a well-known Storm Legion player. He played 3 games of Calder and just 1 game of Kane. Calder had Cursor, Aberration, 2 units of Storm Lances, 3 units of Storm Guards, Tempest Assailers, B13, Zephyr, and 2 officers. So this list is slightly different from those that we've seen before. He decided to include Aberration. That's another interesting piece that is hard to kill, maybe not that difficult to hit under Calder's feat, because the feat doesn't work on the Aberration. But you have Revive, you have strong hitting Monstrosity, and you have 18mm base that just has a lot of damage boxes. He also included 3 units of Storm Guard, so we are seeing a pattern here. As many Storm Guard units as you can fit, as you probably currently own. And Calder is definitely one of the most dangerous warcasters of Storm Legion. Even after the changes, she got Countermeasure and Fury Strength, so she's still very, very dangerous. And the second list, Kane with Maelstrom, again, Sarah with Deuce, so that's a little different. 2 units of Storm Lances, Veins, B13, 2 snipers that I'm really happy to see finally finding their place in someone's list. Officer, and Mechanics, and some other models. But yeah, there were no Brine Bloods on the whole event. That's sad. I love playing Brine Bloods. I would like to see a cool list. And also in Cancon there were only 2 Brine Blood players, so that's surprising. So what's more? Let's go to Poland. In Poland we had 2 events in Warsaw and in Krakow, 12 players in Warsaw sadly, and 14 players in Krakow, so bigger attendance. Kudos to you guys. And so what's very interesting, in Krakow there were 2 legacy players that were unbeaten. First player, Shept, played Convergence of Cyrus, Aurora 2 and Axis, and Kuba, of course, was playing Protectorate of Manoth, Temple Guardians this time. He was playing Tyra and Amon Adraza. So in his Tyra list he had Blood of Martyrs, Eye of Thru and Head of Judgment, so 3 character heavy warjacks in her list, and a lot of infantry including Flamer Guard, Cleansers, Temple Flamer Guard, and 2 units of cavalry. And in his second list he had Amun-Adraza. So 2 dervishes, Eye of Truth and Head of Judgment, 2 purifiers, a lot of vassals, and a lot of infantry. So if you're interested in Protectorate of Menoth, Temple Guardian especially, go check out Kuba's list. All the links to all the events that I mentioned are in the description below. And if it comes for Convergence of Cyrus, Shep played 3 games of Axis, and his Axis list had 2 Conservators, Corollary, Monitor, and Battle Engine, and then some Angels. So another interesting list of Legacy Army that is yet to get a big rework after the changes. Some of the models dropped out from Prime, went to Unlimited. So that's sad, but it is what it is until the big update for Convergence. Convergence players will have to deal with it somehow. And as you can see, Shep did a perfect job doing right that. And in Warsaw, we had 2 unbeaten players, Conjuro playing Shadow Flame Shard, and Torres playing Kane, obviously, what else? Torres, that won the whole event, was playing Kane exclusively, so he had Kane, Cursor, Light Warjack, Sarah and Deuce, and Magnus and Invictus, Officer Kruger, 2 units of cavalry, Veins, B13 and Assailers. So again, leaning toward Magnus, including Magnus in the list, Deuce under Sarah, so something what we've already seen. I found it very interesting to put Deuce under Sarah to give it another shot, now that it doesn't necessarily need to be in Kane's battle group. That's a great addition to the list. And Conjuro was playing Nixian and Lilith. In his Nixian list, he had Achilles, Vipex, Wyvern, and Talon Death Dealers, Talon Lushers, and some other models. So again, interesting list. And Lilith, Hydrix, 2 Hydrixes. I'm happy to see Hydrixes on the tables, because there was some period before the update that you couldn't see any Hydrix on the table, just Vipexes and Wyverns. That changed a little after Wyverns were nerfed slightly, and now they're coming back, or maybe just Conjuro, tell me. And then 2 Wyverns, speaking of Vipex, and some infantry and support for the heavy War Beast battle group. So that was it for Poland, 2 events, and great job guys. Almost 30 people attending in total. So there were many more other events, 16 in total since the update. The last weekend was very busy. There was a local event in Belgium, gathering players from countries in the vicinity. Vote and Mikkel, both unbeaten, Old Umbre and Winter Corps. There was an event also in Denmark and some more in the United States. If you want to see more, just go check Longshanks, it's all there. I just cannot mention them all. I want to keep the episode pretty short. If it comes for the new Steamroller, let me know what do you think. Which scenarios are you most excited about? What do you think is the reason there are 7 scenarios, not 6 anymore? How do you feel the lethality? Did it really go down? From my perspective, I played in the event in Warsaw. I played 3 games of Bam Bam, and in the last game I Bam Bam the Bam Bam. The other, in a mirror match, the other player played also Bam Bam. So in a couple of situations, I had my light Warbeast surviving on a couple of hit points where it should be long dead, but defense 14 against melee attacks means a lot. And on the other hand, I had Kruger with 4d6, power 13, fire damage, just jumping right in the middle of the enemy army. So I'm really, I have mixed feelings about the lethality going down. Let me know how did your games went this weekend, if you played any. It'll be interesting to see what people are bringing all around the world, to see how the changes, how the update is influencing different meta in different parts of the globe. So yeah, thank you once again. My name is Piotr. That was Meta Clarity Report. And until next time, see you and play Warmachine. Cheers!